What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, and it is that time of the month again. It is time for the March tier list. We're going to take a look at the games in March, seeing as we have already played that last game in March. 4 games that were played, 2 against RZ Alkmaar, 1 against Bournemouth, and 1 against Fulham. Not the greatest performances to go on.
Yeah, fairly mixed month, fair to say.
Yeah, so we're going to rank them in the tiers. So if you play 45 minutes or below, you go into can't judge. If the average rating is 0 to 4.9 goes into awful, 5 to 5.9 goes into not good, 6 to 6.4 goes into okay, 6.5 goes to 6.9 goes into good, 7 to 7.4 goes into very good, and 7.5 plus goes into excellent. And the best rated player will go into player of the month. All these ratings are basically an average of our player ratings that we give throughout the course of the month. So let's get straight into it. And let's start off with Mr. Sergio Reguilon. He hasn't played a minute, so he goes straight into can't judge.
Fantastic start.
Fantastic start. And Ajayi also goes into can't judge. Brennan Johnson is an interesting one. I assume he's going to go straight into awful because he has had a shocking month.
Absolutely has, and he does. I think this might be one of the lowest ratings we ever had. 3.5.
Wow. 3.5.
He averaged a 3.5, which means some ratings were lower than that. He got 1-6 during the month, which was when he came on the bench for the last few minutes against RZ. Other than that, when he started the other games, you gave him 3 threes. I gave him 2 threes and a 2. Yeah, it's been terrible from Brennan. It's not been a good month whatsoever. He's been completely ineffective, hasn't got any goal contributions, and I can't even remember anything he's really done this month from an attacking point of view anyway.
Yeah, from last month as well, he was in good last month on the back of those 2 goals on his first game back against Ipswich. Had a few nice performances and a few poor performances last month as well, but he's dropped down from good into awful. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games to go on in April, so hopefully there's some sort of uptick in form in April with the big Europa League games coming around. But yeah, really bad from Brennan Johnson. Who have we got next? Vicario. So Vicario next, and
yes, 6.9.
Yeah, so he goes into good.
I think a bit harsh.
Very good as well.
Yeah, I think a bit harsh. He just misses out on a very good. Due to Fulham, he didn't do much, but it wasn't really his fault. But we both gave him a 6. Can't really give him more than that. But the other games, you gave him 2 7s and an 8, and I gave him 3 7s.
Yeah,
I think he's been
very good.
I think he's had a really good month.
Yeah,
to be
he
fair.
goes into very good, Vicario. Next up is Dom Solanke. With Dom Solanke, he made his return, didn't he? Which game did he make his return against?
For the first day against RZ.
So he played in all 4 games, did he?
But we didn't give him a rating for that for some reason.
Okay, because he came on in the latter stage.
Yeah, but so yeah, we gave him 3 ratings against Bournemouth, the second leg, and against Fulham.
I assume he's going to go into okay.
6, exactly.
6, yeah. So he just about sneaks into okay.
Yeah, there's 2 assists against RZ. I think bumping him up a bit.
Yeah, so it hasn't been the greatest of returns for Dom Solanke, but what he has brought is sheer work rate to that front line, and whether he performs well or not, he always adds something to the team. That's the reality. Yeah,
I agree. But I just want to see a bit more from him in front of goal. I think a few times this season we've said that. But yeah, Bournemouth and Fulham, he wasn't great. But I thought the second leg against RZ, he was pretty good. So probably just avoided a not good due to that performance.
Next up is Rodrigo Bentancur. Played 3 games, 90 minutes against AZ, 61 minutes against Bournemouth, suspended for the second leg, and then 86 minutes against Fulham. And I am going to say he goes into okay as well.
4.2.
Oh, wow. He goes into awful as well.
Not been a good month, Rodrigo. Yeah. Not been a good month. Best performance was against Fulham, which wasn't a great one. Gave him a 3 against Bournemouth. I thought he was terrible in that game. And then RZ away, he got a 4. Wasn't great in that game either. So not been a very good month at all for Bentancur.
Sonny up next. 1 goal, 1 assist over the course of the month. He played part in every game. Came on at half-time in the second leg and against Fulham, and started both the first leg and the second leg. So, yeah, where's Sonny going to go? I'm going to say he goes into, maybe sneaks into good, but maybe okay.
It's harsh, but 6.3, so it is okay. But what really let him down was the first leg against RZ. Both gave him a 3. But after that, did pick up an 8 against Bournemouth, a 9 against RZ in the home leg, and a 6 away at Fulham. So that first leg,
him up one to good.
that first leg really hurting him. But I thought the other two performances were really great from him against Bournemouth and RZ.
A couple of players now which we go into can't judge, which is Kinski. He goes into can't judge. Dane Scarlett, did Dane Scarlett do enough?
Well, he came on against Fulham. That's all he did.
How many minutes did he play?
I think like 5.
Yeah, so he goes into can't judge. Werner goes into can't judge. Moore will go into can't judge. Couto Romero back in the action. Obviously, the first game he played looked very rusty against Bournemouth, but responded with 2 really good performances against Alkmaar and against Fulham. So he probably goes into okay. Probably that Alkmaar game, that Bournemouth game, probably letting him down a little bit.
6.5.
Oh, so he goes into good.
Goes into good, yeah. Got the 4 against Bournemouth, but then I gave him 2 8s and you gave him an 8 and a 7. So it's been a pretty positive return. Also against Bournemouth, I thought he improved after what was a really bad for opening 10-15 minutes from him. And then after that, he kind of seemed to be back to his old self. And I thought in the last 2 games, yeah, he's been pretty good. I've been pretty happy with him.
Yeah. Lucas Bergvall up next. 90 minutes against Alkmaar, 45 minutes against Bournemouth and against Fulham, coming on and, you know, making an impact in the second halves in both the Premier League games and starting both European games. So I believe he is going to go into very good, and I believe he is going to be our player of the month. But no spoilers, please.
7.5.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent for Lucas Bergvall. Brilliant month. So consistent. Even against RZ away, we gave him a 6 out of 10, which was his lowest of the month. But the other ratings were, I gave him an 8, a 9, and an 8. You gave him a 7, 9, and 7. So yeah, I mean, I gave him an overall rating of 7.8. You gave him a 7.3.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that Lucas Bergvall is going to be our best player of the month. He's been fantastic, and you know he's really outshone the kind of more experienced midfielders that we've got.
He's just been head and shoulders our best player for the last few weeks for sure. Head and shoulders.
Wilson Odebear, he played part in every game this month. 45 minutes against Alkmaar, 90 minutes against Bournemouth, 78 minutes and 2 goals in the second leg against Alkmaar, and then coming on for the last 14 minutes against Fulham. Yeah, if you were to take that Fulham kind of sub appearance out of it, he would have had a really good month. But I think that Fulham kind of 14, 15 minutes is going to bring him down a little bit. I'm going to say he goes into good.
5.4.
Ooh, he goes into not good. Wow.
I think you were pretty harsh on him against Bournemouth. You gave him a 5, 4 against Fulham, but you did give him a 9 against RZ. Gave him a 3 in the first leg against RZ. And yeah, I think I gave him a 6 against Bournemouth, 9 against RZ, but I gave him a 3 against Fulham and a 4 in the first leg. So 5.4 for him, unfortunately. It sounds a bit harsh because he had that brilliant game against RZ.
Maybe it is just one game, yeah.
But it is just one game. I thought against Bournemouth at home, I thought he was all right, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, he hasn't really been amazing, I guess.
I felt against Bournemouth at home, he had a couple of moments where he looked dangerous, but really, he didn't really make too much of an impact. Next up, who do we have next? I think it's Fraser Forster. I think he goes into can't judge. Decky also will go into can't judge. I don't think he's played. Brandon Austin also goes into can't judge. Now we move on to Yves Bissouma, and he's got to go into awful, surely.
4.3.
Yeah.
4.3. Only 3 ratings. He did get 1.7 in there against RZ in the second leg for his cameo, but the other 2 performances were a 2 and a 3. So very, very disappointing. A lot of people saying he's checked out, he's ready to leave, and kind of looks that way at the moment.
Yeah. All right, next up, I think, there are a couple of guys that are going to go into can't judge, and that's going to be Radu Dragusin. Who's that? Will Lancashire.
Yeah.
Ben Davis actually has played. So Ben, he got marked down for his Fulham game because, you know, he had his hand in 2 of the goals that we conceded. And actually, apart from that, he only played 7 minutes against Alkmaar, so he's probably going to go into not good.
Yeah, 5. Oh,
Just
exactly.
about sneaking into not good as well.
One rating, both are 5. Now against Fulham wasn't his best display, and I thought a lot of the kind of chances they had were down to him, to be honest. So, unfortunately, it wasn't a great game for Ben Davis.
Next up is Pape. 19 minutes in the first leg, a goal and 19 minutes against Bournemouth. Definitely one that he completely meant, with obviously a cross that goes flying in to the far corner. 90 minutes in the second leg, and on the bench, no minutes against Fulham. I'm going to predict that he goes into okay.
Yeah, 6.0 exactly.
Slightly.
Just about into okay.
Just about goes into okay.
Yeah, I think he's obviously been poor before this. I think there's been a slight improvement, but still not quite there yet for Pape at the moment.
Destiny Udogie started the first leg 72 minutes, came on for the last 5 minutes of the Bournemouth game, didn't play in the second leg, and played 90 minutes against Fulham. I don't think he's had a great month. I'm going to predict he goes into not good.
Yep, 5 exactly.
Sneaks into it as well.
Yeah, not a great month again for Doggy. Wasn't great in the first leg. Wasn't amazing against Fulham either. I was a bit more generous. You gave him a 4.5 overall. I gave him a 5.5. So saving him from an awful.
James Maddison is next. Started both the Europa League games, scoring in the second leg and coming on for half an hour against Bournemouth and 23 minutes against Fulham. I'm going to say he goes into okay.
Yeah, 6.3.
Yeah. Upper end of okay.
Did get an 8 out of 10 for the home leg, and also against RZ. A pretty good bench performance against Bournemouth as well. Got a 7 out of 10. But the other two, 4 in the first leg and a 6 for his cameo against Fulham.
It's a very evenly laid out tier list here. Next up is Mickey van der Ven. Came on for the last half an hour against Bournemouth. Played the first hour against Alkmaar. Didn't play in either of the other games. And I think we've rated him pretty well. I think he's going to go into very good.
7.0.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think been a pretty good return. I think he's looked really good, especially the home leg against RZ. Looked great. Against Bournemouth as well when he came on, it was only half an hour, but we looked a lot better when he was on as well. So I think it's been a really good return for him. But hopefully he gets more time on the pitch. Yeah,
Archie Gray played 2 90 minutes, one against Alkmaar in the first leg, played against Fulham in the second leg, first time in midfield. I think he got a start this season, and then came on for the last half an hour against Alkmaar, and probably definitely our worst moment in the game. So I don't think it's been the greatest of months for Archie, to be honest, when you compare his previous months. I'm going to say he goes in maybe the higher end of not good, maybe lower end of okay.
Yeah, 5.5.
Yeah, middle of the range and not good.
Yeah, so it was not the best month. He's made a few mistakes. It's also like we now really get to compare him to like Romero and Van der Ven when they step in compared to what he offers, and you can just see the difference. And maybe that means we kind of compare him more harshly. But yeah, first performance in midfield wasn't great either. So 2 6s and a 5.
Jed Spence is up next. Played 90 minutes in every single one of the games in March, and I'm going to say he goes into good.
6.3.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Is that a surprise to you?
Slightly. He got 2 6s and 2 7s, so it's not like he's been bad in any game, really.
I think he should go into good.
But I guess I gave him a 5 against Bournemouth, it says here. 6 against RZ in the first leg, then a 7 at home. I averaged him a 6. You averaged him a 6.5. So you would have said he was good, and I said he was okay. And that's where he's at the moment.
So where do you think he should be?
I think it has been a slight drop-off this month. Not drastic, but I think...
Well, if it's a slight drop-off, last month he was in excellent.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more than a slight drop-off.
I think it's pretty fair, our ratings. I don't think he's been...
He was player of the month last month.
Yeah, that's last month, yeah. I don't think he's been that much better than okay. I think between okay and good. Maybe. I don't think he's been... my point is, I don't think he's now putting in terrible performances. He's not been our best player over these last few weeks like he has been.
If you bring up that tier list again, are his performances more comparable to like Solanke, Sarr and Maddison, or more to like the Romero and Sonny levels of March? I think it's more to Sonny and Romero.
Yeah, that's probably fair. It's probably fair.
All right, who do we have next? Pedro Porro. What has Pedro Porro done this month? I think he's played in all the games apart from Fulham. Came on in the last 20 minutes against Alkmaar. Played the majority of the game against Bournemouth. Played 90 minutes against Alkmaar in the second leg and didn't play at all against Fulham. I don't think it's been a great month for Porro either. I think he's going to go into okay.
5.7.
Not good.
Not good for Pedro. 6, 4, and 7 his 3 ratings. Did get a 7 against RZ, but a 6 and a 4 against in the away leg, and the home game against Bournemouth got a 4.
Richarlison goes into can't judge. He hasn't played a minute during this month. After that, we have got Tell. Yeah, Tell is not going to be good, unfortunately. His best performance came against Fulham, and it wasn't, great. I think he just showed a bit of, a few moments where he could potentially build on. So I think he's going to go into awful, to be honest.
Yeah, 4.3.
Yeah,
4.3.
I can't judge awful.
I gave him a 4, 3, and a 6. Sorry, yeah, 4, 3. No, he only got 2 ratings. The first leg against RZ and Fulham game.
Yeah.
So I gave him a 3 and a 6. Mm-hmm. You gave him a 3 and a 5. So 4.3 overall. Not been a great month.
And last but not least is Kevin Danso, who played 290 minutes against Alkmaar against Bournemouth, and obviously he's been injured since then, so didn't play the last 2 games, and he's probably going to go into okay.
5.5.
Well, he goes into not good as well.
2 ratings against 3 ratings. No, 2 ratings against RZ away. 3 ratings.
No, 2.
2 ratings. I'm looking at the wrong one. 5 and a 6. 5 RZ away, 6 at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, so again, not the greatest tier list. If we just compare it to last month, I want to see the drop-offs and maybe the rises. So if you bring on that tier list again, you've got Bissouma, that was in awful last month. If you bring on the tier list? No, just this month's, yeah. Yeah, if you bring us so Bissouma is awful last month, awful this month.
It's like half a Christmas tree. See. It's like starts really small at the top and then gets wider and wider as it goes down.
What's going on here? Sorry, I was showing you last month. I've got it here in front of me. So Bissouma stays in awful. Bentancur goes up 1 from awful to not good. So Bentancur actually in the last 2 months has had an awful time of it.
Yeah, not been good.
Brennan Johnson goes.
I feel like Bentancur's like when he's been alright, he's not been incredible, but he's been decent. But when he's been bad, he's been absolutely terrible.
So Bentancur, there's that, and Tell goes from where was he this month? He was in where was
not good. Was that not good? Is that him there? Not good.
Oh yeah, so he goes into not good to awful. So he's got worse. You've got Pape Sarr, who's had an improvement. He's gone from not good to okay. Pedro Porro's gone from not good, stayed in not good. Kulusevski's obviously can't judge. Mikey Moore. Sonny's gone from okay to good, but actually the ratings actually put him in okay. Odebear's gone from okay to not good.
Harsh, but yeah.
Bergvall's gone from okay to excellent. Archie Gray has gone from okay to not good. Danso's gone from good to
not good.
Not good. Oh my god. Doggy has gone from good to not good. Brennan Johnson's gone from good to awful. Ben Davis has gone from good. Where's Ben Davis here? To not good. So basically, not many at all have improved. Maddison has gone from very good
to okay,
and Vicario has stayed in very good. So the only real guys that have improved on last month is Bergvall, really.
Bergvall and Sarr.
Yeah.
Obviously, Romero and Van der Ven have been added in.
Yeah,
they weren't there last month. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it's only been 4 games this month. But yeah, it's been a very mixed month, I think it's fair to say. But Bergvall's been excellent, which is great.
Congratulations, Bergvall. You get our player of the month. So last month was Spence. The month before was Brandon Austin. So Bergvall joins the illustrious lists of player of the month of the We Are Tottenham TV tier list. And I think he fully deserves it. He's been head and shoulders above everyone. And credit to him because he deserves it.
Yeah, he's been the only player this month who's pretty much not had a bad game. And he's been really consistent every time he's played. So really, really delighted for him that he's won this award. I think he deserves it. But yeah, he's been excellent.
So, but Lucas,
Are we going to present it to him?
Exactly. If you want to come to the We Are Tottenham TV headquarters and studio, we'll present you with your Player of the Award gift and trophy. But yeah, that's the tier list for March. We'll be back in just over a month's time to go through a lot of games in April, a lot of big games, hopefully. We've got 2 games against Eintracht Frankfurt and obviously all the Premier League games surrounding that as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Do you think our tier list is accurate to the way the players did perform this month? Let us know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always,
Come on, you Spurs.